Hey, Gamma. How you doing tonight? You are absolutely glowing today, I think. I don't know whether because I ain't seen you in a minute like that right there, but you look like, yeah, you was looking like you was ready for your husband tonight. How you doing? Um, hey, Kajaria. How you doing, girl? So I'm just trying to let just like a couple of more people come in. And then, hey, T. Sherelle, how you doing tonight? Good to have you in the building. And tonight, our topic gonna be whose choice is it anyways? All right, Gamma, I'm gonna put you on my prayer list, girl. Yes, I am. Lord, prepare her. She is ready. She say she is ready. Yep. So tonight the topic is gonna be whose choice is it anyways? So this morning when I woke up, the very first video that I seen this morning was about I don't know if y'all know who Queen of Kings is here on YouTube. She is somebody who I watch her page. Um I I love her page. I just love to see different interactions because we all think that um, when in the black community that the only way that you can chastise your child, yes, Rose, you got to beat them half stiff and everything is just like it ain't no other way of doing it or whatever. So I just like seeing different kinds of ways of raising your kids besides the hood stuff that I seen growing up. I wanted to say something else, but I held it back. But what I saw today, and I'm just going to explain what I'm seeing, and I'm not saying that I'm 100% right. I just want to have the conversation of what y'all think about it. It is. So, from my understanding, and I'm not saying that I have the story right because I couldn't find any other information on it. She went to a fitness center. I know it was in Las Vegas. I'm not sure of what the name of it was or whatever. I think it said it in the video, but I ain't clear and I ain't write it down. I ain't take no notes or nothing about it. But she took her kids inside of, they have like a little daycare area inside of the fitness center. She took her kids inside of the daycare area. And inside of the daycare, there was I'm just going to have to say it the way that I said. There was a man that was dressed as a woman. And when she took her kid and she handed her kid over, she asked the worker in the front or whatever not to hand her child over to, she didn't want this particular person watching her child. The person accepts the baby from out of her arms and takes the baby directly to the person that she just asked her not to put her child into their custody, and then told the person that was dressed as a woman um what Rose had just said at the front desk. um and I just thought, okay, she said what she said. And then it turned into, now I didn't see the person who Rose said that about. I didn't see them or hear them say anything. But at the front counter was the manager was saying that she was rude for saying what she said. And one of the employees was mad because um I don't know, it just turned into like this big back and forth thing up there. But my question and discussion was as a parent, do you not have the choice to make those kinds of decisions? Um or yeah, you can make those kind of decisions. Um and I would have to say, if it was me, point blank period, I have never ever in my life, and I only used the daycare with my first four children, and I used that daycare because my aunt owned the daycare, and I have never seen a man work in a daycare before. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or any of that, but I have never had that experience before. Um but I feel like if a parent goes somewhere, and I don't care whether they know everything or they know nothing about the person, if you see somebody and you don't want them to watch your kid, I personally think it's my child and it's my choice. I can do whatever I want to do. Um, a parent should have the choice. I think so too. I think probably not, because the job could be charged with discrimination. If a parent have an issue, then they have to select another daycare. I could see what you're saying. I could see exactly what you're saying. Like they can't. But what I'm saying, it was not. Um, it was like, okay, this is somewhere like she been going, and like she walk in there, and then all of a sudden it's like she look and she recognizes, oh no, that's a man right there, and she says, hey, I don't want that person to watch my kid, right? Now this is the problem that I seen with it, is because she tells the lady that, and at that moment the manager has, or whoever it was at the front desk, has the decision of telling her, well, ma'am or Rose, we can't do that, right? I get that. We can't do that because that's would be considered discrimination here in our facility, right? Well, what I see is wrong is that, as the baby's mother that told you, she didn't want that person to tend to her child, and you as the person running the building has the option to hand her back her baby and say that we can't do that. That's not what she did. She took that girl's baby and handed it right to the person that she specifically said she did not want to happen. Essentially, in that kind of situation, I almost see that as you putting the child in danger at that point, is because you don't hand the child to the person who the parent said, I don't want them to watch them, and then tell them. If you're saying it was rude what they say, you hand that person's child to that person, then rendering the child in a position that he cannot control. I can see it in that way, like that. But um yeah, let me go let me go back, because I'm getting lost in the thing. And yeah, I do think she could choose, but things are being set up for the beast. I absolutely believe that. And hi, girl face, good to see you. I'm thinking if five parents could say no, that means they would have to have 10 people on standby in case a parent has an issue. Mm, You're right. They should have told her that. Yeah, I just found it to be really strange that she said that she did not want that person to tend to her child, and in the daycare, the person who she was speaking to in turn turned around and handed her baby out of all the other people. Because I'm telling you, at the front desk, what I saw, there were at least three women that were standing right there to the front. She then left those three women there to then turn around and give her baby to the person that she specifically said, instead of handing her back her baby and saying that right there. You yeah, it but are you not allowed to make those kinds of decisions? I don't care who you is, in my opinion. If I walk into some place and I see something that I don't like, um I'm gonna be like, no, we ain't doing that. I'm even like that with my kids' doctors. When I go into the doctor's office and there's something that they offering and I don't want it for my kids, I don't give a damn who that doctor is. They ain't getting it. We not doing that. So, and I say that because whatever happens to your kid and you go home with them, you have to deal with the repercussions of whatever happened behind that, whether it's medical or not. You have to deal with whatever things happen to your kid in those situations, point blank period. And I'll be like, they if they mind's on they mind, nobody ain't gonna tell me what it is to do. I just thought that it could have been handled in so many different ways, and as a business, um to do exactly what she asked them not to do with her child, is, I thought, that was more disrespectful than her speaking and just saying she does not want that person. And it's not like she went in there, well, let me not speak as if I saw it happen. The way that I perceived it to be is like, not like she went in there and yelled it out loud, that she specifically told one person. Y'all have to go and see the story yourself, because I don't do all the thing playing other people's videos and know none of that on my thing. But to me, it's like she said it to one particular person, and then the employee or the manager or whichever one it was, they blew the situation up into something bigger. Did you say the man was dressed as a woman? Yes, because I would not have given an issue with a man watching my child. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I would have an issue with a man watching my child, because in that aspect, then I would have to say I got an issue with my husband watching my kid. I don't have no issues with that. And me personally, myself, I've never ran across a situation like that, because I've never seen a man working in a daycare. That's just me. It doesn't mean that it doesn't happen or whatever. I have just never seen that a man is working in a daycare. And I think when those situations happen, people act like behind the scenes, like, and I've seen it with all women and everything. I don't care what nobody say. They try to pretend like that stuff does not say something to them or whatever. I think it's BS. I done been places so many times, and I don't care what kind of life nobody living or no nothing. The way you live your life, that's your business. I don't got no heaven nor hell to put you in. Go ahead and do your thing. But anytime somebody see a person trying to be, and more so, I'm saying I've seen it as a man trying to dress as a woman. I always see females and stuff like snickering. Girl, you see that? You see that? You see that? They may not say it out loud or whatever and try and make it like it's like this disrespectful thing or whatever. But it's like, I don't even know. I don't even know what I say, because I'm not trying to be disrespectful or no nothing. But I'm also, I done seen women that date women and still be snickering and whispering about a guy that is dressed as a woman. I'm just being honest. Yes, because it could have been any reason she didn't want him to watch him. They should have gotten that straight before she left. No, she didn't leave the baby. She in because when in the video you can see she got her baby back in her arm, and actually the back and forth is going so loud. I actually think that it got loud enough for the baby for it to disturb the baby's peace because he started whining or whatever while they was going back and forth. So I don't know. Yeah, some are. I do believe that. Hey, Trikel, thank you for coming through. So if they can provoke her, they will. Yeah, I don't even know if I don't know if those people actually knew who she was in there. It didn't really look like she was really showing them that she was recording whatever was going on. That worker did that to deliberately piss her off. I think that's exactly what she doing, but I thought it to be disrespectful because um for me if I hand my child over to somebody, right? And then I say I don't want that person right there. And I'm not right now, I'm not talking about in a daycare setting or whatever. And yes, I understand what Gamma was saying. Like, then the daycare could get like suits or whatever. But if I say I don't want that person right there in a normal setting, then you that's in control of the baby at the time, I think is really crazy for you to go and hand the baby directly to the person that she said she didn't want the baby to go to. I just find that to be so. I find that to be more rude than it is for her to walk in there and say, "Hey, I don't want that person, X, Y, and Z." I find that to be more rude. And for me, honestly, I don't even think I could have handled it the way that Rose did. Not in my current state. Uh, I can truly confess that. Um, I know had that I I know I don't know. I feel like had I been put in that position and I just told somebody not to hand my baby, don't put my baby in the care of that person, and they did exactly that. I feel like when she would have showed back up to that counter, she probably would have been on the same side of the counter that I would have been on. I don't care what kind of situation it would have been in. I couldn't see myself at that point because I feel like that as a parent, and I know you all that got to be parents, if you give direction that you don't want this person or that person around your kid, do you not feel like you have the right to be able to say that? I don't know. Yes, if I slept strongly about it, I would not have left my child because I would not have trusted it after I left. Now I definitely I after I said that right there and moved on, I definitely wouldn't have left him. But I the throughout the video, the short video that I did see, Rose had her baby in her arms at that point. So I don't think I don't think she had no intentions of leaving her baby there at that time or no nothing. So the whole time that the conversation when the video was started, actually I think a lady it was a lady may have did it over on TikTok or something like that, and she caught like a part of it or whatever, and she came on and talked about it. It actually was not Rose that was talking about it, but you can see like maybe she screen recorded it or something, and then she made like a little video um showing like a snippet of what had happened. So what if it was a woman dressed like a man? And still, if even if it's the opposite, and I'm saying I'm asking the question: is it not a parent's decision to make that choice? They don't want her there anyways. Probably not. It's for some reason more acceptable for a woman to be dressed more masculine than it is for a man to be dressed as a woman. That's just me speaking honestly, in my opinion. Um, I feel like that too. It is. I think it's more. I think the world sees it more acceptable um to do that. Oh, they do. So they know us disrespectful. Well, right, it's rude and disrespectful. They don't want her there anyways. Did the lady say why she did that? I don't know. To me, she didn't say why she did that, but it was like maybe because I'm telling you, I never seen the baby out of Rose's hands, right? So Rose is there handing the baby, and they're just having to talk. And I heard Rose say, "Well, I handed my baby to you, and after I told you that I didn't want that person to take care of my kid, you went right and handed him over to the person that I asked you not to, and then you gonna tell him what I said." He told what was said. She told what was said after she handed the baby to him. But as the video is playing, the baby is back into Rose's arms. So she did not leave her baby there. She took the baby right away with her. And she didn't say why she did that. The next thing I heard, it was like um when Rose was talking, I hear Rose still talking like in a regular tone, no yelling or no nothing. But the three ladies that was behind the counter, they was turned up. They was ready. Um, really, really ready. So, um, I don't know, but I can't see even leaving my child anywhere. There's any person that I feel uncomfortable, and that's just it, Gamma. Even if we took this out of the equation, it didn't have to be none of that. What if you showed up to a daycare, and you go to the daycare, and your husband or your boyfriend's ex, who you done had a situation with, they working in the daycare? Would you have let's just take that part off the counter. If you walk in that daycare and you've been taking your kid there to that daycare for a while now, and then you show up there this one day, and then your boyfriend's ex is now working at the daycare, can you walk in the daycare and say, "Hey, I don't want I don't want her watching over my kid"? Can you do that? Cause I'm just trying to take it point blank off the pier. Can you not make decisions for your child in that way? And then if the answer for that would be no, then take your kid and go ahead on. I don't expect like the daycare to like show, like, take them out and say, "Oh, you can't do that," or whatever. I feel like if it's that way, because obviously the person is working there because they need the extra staff or whatever. So you can't really pick and choose like that. The next best thing for you to do is pick your kid up and then take your kid back with you, especially if you're that uncomfortable. See, I had a situation like that, where one of my family members took their kid to the daycare, and then an ex was working there, and she didn't want to. She felt some type of way about the lady working there, but she handed her baby over and just stayed mad for the rest of the day. And I'm just like, well, if you felt like something was going to happen, then that was the opportunity for you to take your baby and go on down the road, and don't leave your baby there. You don't leave your baby with somebody who you feel uncomfortable um, with watching. I would feel like I don't have a choice, so I would have just left when I saw him if I was bothered. I'm with you. I'm with you right there with that one, Gam. If I don't like what's going on there, then let me just take my. For me, I don't care nothing about it. If I got to go to work or whatever like that, if my job that important, I'm walking in the job. I'm not even calling them. I'm not even calling them to let them know or whatever is happening. I'm just showing up to work with my baby in my arm and say, "Hey, I took my baby to the daycare, and there was some stuff going on at the daycare that I didn't want. So I came to work so I can be here on time." And I have to figure out a situation for my kid. I'm just that's my kind of thing right there. Like, I done been a man. I done managed a place before, and something done happened to one of my kids. Honey, I done tried to call somebody else in, went through 4, 5 managers to try to get them to come in and take over my shift while I go to the hospital. Honey, I went down all 5 of them lines and ain't nobody pick up their phone, honey. I shut the whole building down. And you don't even want to know what I just thought to myself. No, you just have to make a decision to not do business there. True. As a parent, those the kind of decisions that you will face from time to time. You have to do what you got to do. Right? I wouldn't leave my child there. Time to find another daycare. Yeah, and I don't think like that it's a daycare like she essentially uses. I think she was going there to do exercise, and that it's a a daycare inside of the fitness center or whatever. And she just saw something she didn't like and she made it be known. Make an adult decision to be a grown-up and choose a different daycare. Amen. Things are being set up for the beast. Girl face, I believe that too. I absolutely do. You can't ruin somebody else's reputation or job and future because you're bitter about something in your life. I don't understand that one. You can't ruin somebody else's reputation or job and future because you're bitter about something in your life. Yeah, personally, I can only watch 1 or 2 episodes before I get disinterested for some reason. Brett and Rose have too much drama for me sometimes, but yet they are very like a likable couple. Yeah, choices are in the midst. Yeah. Honestly, parents cannot choose. License for daycare will not require them to accommodate that. Yeah, yeah. And unfortunately for those that do have to use daycare, um, those are the choices and things that they're gonna be faced with here in this upcoming future. I'm glad that I don't have to deal with any of that because me personally myself, um I don't think I would be comfortable with making those kinds of decisions. No, I would be comfortable with making the decision, but I feel like too that if if I know the person, probably. But there is so much stuff going on out here in this world, and if you're not one that have little kids to be concerned about, and see, I got more concerns because I've been through some hellified things that make me feel and make me think the way that I do. And I don't have no respect for either or the other one because I think both sides give it just as worse as the other side. And I think anybody would be a fool to think you can go in and you can look at a woman and think that she won't do it, and you can go and look at a man and think that he won't do it. You can look at a cross dresser and think that they won't do it, and you can look at a woman that dressed like a man and she won't do it. No respectable person, all of them could have the intent on the inside. All of them. But I just don't think that I would be comfortable. And unfortunately, that decisions gonna have to come down to. But I was just like, for me, it was like she wasn't getting what she was getting because, let me see. Let me make sure I'm saying this. It was like it okay, say if she went in there and it was a woman that she knew and she went and said that. I feel like it would have been handled more differently, in my opinion. You would have to go and see the video yourself. If it was a woman in there and she felt like maybe I just seen her and she was over there having a couple of drinks or something like that, and I don't want her to be the one to watch my kid. To me, it seemed like it was blown out of proportion because it was not that kind of situation. It was let me defend them because, oh, it's this group here. You know what I'm saying? You just have to look at it yourself. Um, I don't know. But for me, as a parent, um, whatever situation that I'm faced with, and I'm not saying that I make all the best decisions that are for, um, because I've made some decisions that I've regret when it come down to my kids. But when I walk into situations, I do have the best intentions to make the best choices that I feel are for my kids. And nobody ain't gotta like it, but I just feel like, why would you stand there even in this moment? This is not your kid or whatever, but you made it a big old scene because she said that's not what she wanted. I'm telling you, it turned into a big argument inside of the facility because she just made a simple statement. I mean, and I find it like nobody can say what it is or how they feel these days with people not getting big offended. This is her child, and it easily could have been said is like, hey, okay then, well, we won't be able to accommodate you. To me, point blank period, customer service is gone out the window. It doesn't exist anymore today, and it's just like people don't even care anymore. It's just everything is street now. So it's like, it wasn't like, well, we won't be able to accommodate you or whatever. It just turned into, well, then you should this. It just went over here. You are so rude for XYZ. But then again, I'm like, I didn't see the whole entire transaction. I would love to like see like from the beginning, was Rose recording this right from the beginning to see, because I I too think people deserve respect, and whatever way. I think respect works both ways. I would like to have seen the whole thing, but all I can do is come to y'all and talk to y'all about just the parts that I seen. And as parents, are we not allowed to make the best choices that are for us? Um, yeah. What? And two, they're allowed to make the best choices that are for them. But everybody in that situation, everybody's not going to be for that. And it just is what it is. The staff person was just trying to prove a point. Yeah, I don't know. I wish that you all could see the video. And hopefully you all go and you all watch and see what happened. Cuz parenting is not that easy like it was. For me, it ain't never been that easy, cuz I done had CPS coming and trying to tell me how to do X, Y, and Z, and I better do it this way and I better do it that way. And even with those people, you subject to whoever shows up at your house, and a lot of them don't even have kids and come and try to tell you how it is that you should be kids. But here in Florida, there's not really a set of laws that tell you how this and this. You at the discretion of whoever shows up at your place. It's just in all of these situations. Then if you don't move in this way, um you point blank period, it's like they don't want you to be able to move in the best interest of what you feel like is the best interest for your child. It's like they want to run everything with you, and if you can't do it this way, then it's this and this and this. And it just goes on and on and on. It's like I feel like more and more as this world go on, it's like your rights and stuff being taken more and more away from you for you to make the decisions that you feel is best for you and your family. But hey, you know, I feel just what Gamma says is that as the daycare center, that's like setting yourself up for discrimination. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go and get the job there because you can't turn that person down because that's not what you want in your facility, or you face certain kinds of situations. Then there's other people who want that in their facility. Decisions, decisions, decisions. But I think Rose made the decision that was best for her. I just felt like it could have been handled in so much of a different way. It was like it could have, like, just say if this was an angry person who the lady took when she took the baby from Rose, and she went and handed the baby to the person who Rose said that about. If they were an angry person, this person now has access to her baby. I wouldn't even take the baby and hand it to, and let's just let okay, let's we gonna take this person out of the situation. If it was a girl, if it was the ex-girlfriend, and then you go and hand, well, here, I'm gonna hand you her baby because she said when I was up there, she didn't want me to let you watch her baby. So here, let me hand the baby to you. I think that's that's a person that is not thinking with the best of sense. Is that you're gonna fine and dandy, you go and hand the baby to him, but then you hand the baby to him and you tell them something that could possibly offend them, and they're now holding that child in their hand. It, exactly. That is messy, and I think that's like putting the kid, and you don't know what, because you got all kind of stuff going on in this world these days, and you don't know what kind of pressure and stuff people are up under. You don't know what happened in that person's life before they came there, and for you to put a little innocent baby in the middle of, and just what you said, Gamma, that was messy. You put that baby in the middle of mess that he should not have been in the middle of, and then tell him she said she don't want you watching her baby. And I would just think, if I'm in a daycare and then they say, well, I don't want her watching my baby, and the person done handed them to me, and then I wouldn't even I wouldn't be offended. If they say they didn't want me to watch them, I'll just be like, okay, then, well, go and hand them back the baby. Again, I say I didn't even hear the person. I don't know if the person said anything that the baby was handed to. I don't know if they ever said anything, because I'm telling you, by the time the video is going, Rose has her baby back in her arms. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but I figured that was like the messiest part of it, is like, who was she? If anything, just hand the baby back to the mama and say, we won't be able to accommodate you today. Um, Under those circumstances, that you don't want this situation to happen. So we're gonna have to give you back your baby, and then let that be the end of it. But it ended up being is like, um I think the worst thing I heard Rose say, um is, you guys are so silly. I gotta hear her say that. And sometimes a person can be talking in a way that's like, talk to you and then get up under your skin, get up under your skin just by talking calm. Because I I'm a person that do stuff like that right there. A person can be yelling at the top of their lungs, and I'd be like, what do you think I'm gonna be doing? Like that I done lost my mind type situation or whatever. So but I just seen Rose kind of like laughing at him, and it was like, you guys are so silly. And it's like you causing this big old commotion or whatever. So I was just like, yeah, I just couldn't believe that it had turned into whatever it was. But as a parent, and as any other parent, I don't care what kind of parent you is, I feel like whatever decision that you deem is best for you and your kids, that's the decision that you make. I don't care what nobody else think about it. um and that just is what it is. I really don't care what nobody else think about it. And it for me, yeah. So I want any what else happened for y'all today? I woke up. Absolutely, use your discernment and whatever that it is. I don't care in any situation. It been it be people in my family that I walk by and I don't want my kids around them. So um if I go somewhere and I don't like what I see there too, I can say the same thing about them. I would say it about my family member. I sure wouldn't hide it. But you know, just because you could just have an intuition. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what else happened in y'all life today? That's what I woke up to. It was literally that was the first video that I seen this morning. I was like, what in the heck is going on here? And I just went looking to see can I find anything else about it. And so to me it's not like it's a full story of what exactly happened. But I just thought, as a parent today, are we not allowed to make the right decisions? Like I hear like the schools here in Florida are getting angry with parents that are taking their kids out of school. And there would be a lot of people that wouldn't believe some of the stuff that is happening here in Florida. And it has been okay to happen with as these situations start to grow. Um there's a lot of situations. The situation is getting out of hand. And I listen, I even seen, and I'm not sure where this story at. I seen this one story where this guy is since we own this subject, this guy is showing up. He's a teacher and he chooses to dress as a woman, but he also doesn't just come dressed as a woman, but he has these a fake set of boobs that are like, they not like they not like, okay, I got mine sitting here. I'm talking about it's these big huge ones that just like hang down here, and then like the the nips are protruding extremely huge. And then he has like the littlest skirt you could ever want to. But this is what, do you think your kids are actually in the classroom and they actually paying attention to what the lesson is that's happening in the school or at school? Or is they paying attention to the foolery that they see that's happening right in front of them? And I don't give a dang because this is a man with this on or whatever. Even if it's a woman that's standing up there with what he got on, is absolutely crazy. And I'm telling you, just type it in and look up the teacher with the teacher that dresses as a woman and has the extremely big huge boobs, and see what I'm talking about. And there is no way, and I'm not talking about he teaching high school or no nothing like that. I'm talking about he teaching middle school students. Tell me, how is your child learning something by sitting in this clown show? Because you have to see what I'm talking about to understand what I'm saying. It is inappropriate, and but here we go with this thing again. You can't discriminate. And I'm like, at this point, this is not anything to do about discrimination. This has everything to do with respect. This is inappropriate in front of kid. I You just have to see some of the stuff. Y'all look up some of this stuff that be happening here. Hey, Dove. You have to look up some of this stuff that's happening here in Florida and just understand disrespectful. I already know. You just have to see some of the stuff that's happening here. So it's like way over the top. Some of this stuff that is happening here. And remember, I told y'all the other night, we have a situation. We had a situation going here until the law was changed. That at one point here in Florida, they actually sent us home paperwork that they were allowed to start giving your kids, if they went to the office and talked to them about they wanted to change their life, they could go to into the office at in the third grade. Just think about, you have a third grader. They can go to the office and say, I feel this way, and they can start them on hormone therapy without your consent. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Now, and they start this right here and say there's a reaction or something that comes with those hormones or whatever, and then you as the parent have to deal with it, um, medically, mentally, physically. You have to deal with all of that, but they allowed to make, yeah. No, Gamma, I'm telling you, it's some weird, crazy, I don't got no other word for it. It's some weird, crazy shit going on here in Florida. I'm telling you. So that changed, and I kept the piece of paper because it was somebody else who I was going to show it to at one point that they sent the paperwork home, and it was just like I'm so lost at third grade. So from third grade on up. So it's like yeah, no, I'm telling you, Florida, it was, and I still gotta say, Florida is off the hook when it comes. So you gotta be having your ears open and listening to different things or whatever. Is like, yeah, it's out of hand. That's why I was saying that let's hope that parents have the best interest of their child always in mind, because I also feel like we need to wait for children to develop beyond the age of, yeah, just for me it's like leave the kids alone and let them be kids. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. I don't think that a kid, even at that age in the elementary, I think they got voices to say how they feel about stuff right there, but they don't get the last say so, especially when it come down to like anything medical or whatever. It's just, to me, it is the setup. It is the setup. So um there's a whole bunch of, they don't just long gone are the things. They have people that come in and do things like that. It's no longer, you don't get the grandma that comes in and read, have story time with your kids in the library anymore. They have, and I can only tell you all to look it up for yourself, is what's happening here in Florida. You get this person that's, and I'm not saying, even when they dress, it's like you're dressed really as, it's almost like a clown like situation or something like that, with extravagant amounts of lipstick that's far beyond the lips and everything, and tons of makeup and everything, and then got the fairy dress on and everything. And this is who they have in the library reading stories to your kids and everything. And you cannot tell me that that is not a distraction for little kids. I know little kids. I have raised 14 of them. And I know, I know that that stuff is distracting for those kids. Those kids are sitting there and they're just looking at everything else that's going on. They ain't paying attention to that story. So, yeah, Phoenix, I don't even know if that's the proper word to even say that it is, cuz it's gone, it's beyond that. It's far beyond that. So, I don't know. And I try not to really touch on this conversation far too much. Because the ones that are close to me, I have personal conversations with them and let them know how I feel about that situation and that I love them to pieces and everything. And it's just even in my real life, my family members and stuff, it's like it's not like a subject that I really touch on like that. I pull them aside personally and tell them how we gonna rock this situation and let them know that I still love them and everything, and we move past that and we never speak about it again or no nothing. So but yeah, the stuff that I'm seeing, no, it's coming up, it's going way way too far. So anything else happened today? Because for me, I know that this was something that I'm supposed to come on and say something about, because this was one of the things that no matter what I did today, I could not think about it. I could not think about it. It was just something that just kept showing up. It's like I'll go and do something else, and I'm like, then it'll just pop right back up in my mind. It was just like, okay, golly, how many times am I gonna see this story over and over again in my head? So I'm just like, anything else that we need to talk about tonight before we get up off of here? My BFF and I go to drag shows, and they do not agree with any of this whatsoever with children. Now, I literally know people who live the lifestyle that don't agree with this BS that's going on out here. I can promise you that on everything. There is something else that is going on, because if you know somebody who lives that lifestyle, that's their thing. I don't know nobody, and I'm telling you, I know a lot of them. I don't know nobody who literally lives their life the way that they showing it, like they pushing it out right now. The people that I be around is like regular old smuggler people. They don't throw it all in your face and everything. Not the way that like they're, to me, there is an agenda. There is something else that's extra happening. If you're around somebody who live that lifestyle, they don't, the way they showing it to our kids and stuff these days, that's not really how those people live their life for real. And I know that there are some of them that are absolutely um not for the stuff that they have going on, because there's like that's not how it really is. um with children being read to the libraries at all, two different sides to the equation. Yeah, I feel like that too. It's like that, it's one thing that is for show, and there's one thing that's really real. So I don't know, there's a different plan in place. There are different people who are forcing this. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're forcing it, and there's a plan. Just like I think this goes hand in hand with the conversation that we had last night. It's like there's a reason they don't want kids to have fathers and real fathers in the home and everything. They want them to be removed, because there's a plan that you can hear is trickling down the line. There's places where they're making it okay for you to marry a 12-year-old. Come on now. A 12-year-old? Like, why? You mean to tell me? Yeah. And you talking about 12 years old to me, somebody who's been through what I've been through, all I can see that doing is just bringing along, because at 12 years old you don't have the you don't have everything that you need to be able to say no to this, no to that, yes to this, and yes to that. It's not there yet. And so basically all you're going to do is have at 12 years old is somebody who doing everything that you tell them to do. That's still a child. But over there, if I'm not mistaken, in Missouri, um, they're making it okay to make it to marry a 12-year-old. So at that age, not at all gamble, but I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff that is literally happening. Everything that I just said to y'all, it's a way for you to go and look it up. Um, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like the what you call it, like the little memes they be having at, when they be discussing like new laws and stuff like that. They be doing the stuff that they do, and I see it being as intentional. When those meetings and stuff first start out, they start off with all the boring shit that make you not want to sit there and listen to it, right? So then by the time they get down to the stuff that really make your ears stand up on your head like that right there, they be done got rid of all the people because they know they done bored the hell out of you with what they talking about. And as soon as you leave the meeting is when they start talking about all of that stuff that affects your kids and the stuff that ain't making absolutely no sense whatsoever, and that will have you questioning, why would you be doing that? Why? And so I just think, and I know that when you have kids, grandkids and stuff that's coming up and having to face those kinds of things, for me, it gets scarier and scarier just thinking about um what's happening. um it's a scary situation for me. Scary. The storm is on. Lord have mercy. Girl face, all I can think about is the song. There's a storm out over the ocean, and it's moving this way. And if your soul's not anchored in Jesus, you will surely drift away. I'm just, it's a scary, and don't think I have anything. I just had this whole argument. I hate it when I don't like discrimination, because me myself, I love people genuinely. Genuinely, I love people. I don't give a damn. You're black, purple, white, green, whatever you may be. If you love women, you love men, or whatever, I don't got nothing to do with that. I genuinely love people. Genuinely do. But there is something else that's added into that. And I feel like there is an attack that is coming for our children, and we do not see it. We don't see it. Just think about us as women and stuff. We would never be able to walk down the road and put paint over ourselves and say that we dressed. But here they allowed to have parades and stuff and have everything out. Everything. they're allowed to have everything out with some paint over the top of it. And that's inappropriate. That's not, I meant to say, that's appropriate here in a parade or whatever. And these kids are out here and they watching it. If you just got paint over the top of yourself, you still in the nude. So I just, I think there's an agenda for our kids that and the and even the ones that's in, no, I ain't coming for them at all. But I'm telling you, there's an agenda that's here that's looking for our kids. And let me tell you something. Some of these people who we okay with dressing like us women, you know, sometimes you in the grocery store, let's just say you in the big Walmart or something, and sometimes your kid end up having to use the bathroom. I'm one of those parents that can do it. Like if the restroom is like right there next to the fruit and vegetable section, and I'm like, okay, go ahead and go to the bathroom. I can't operate like that no more, because and a lot of the times it's us women who look at it and think it's very, very cute. But you ain't suspecting that everybody has their ears open, even the ones who got their eyes on your kid. Oh, this is an easy way for me to be able to get in the same room as the children. Well, let me put on a dress too. And now you sending your child to the bathroom and you ain't expecting that that person is in that bathroom waiting on you to send your kid in there by themselves. So I'm just saying you have to be careful of what you okay with, because you know now if they want to, they can go inside the bathroom where you are. I told you one time we had a you know, here in the schools in Orlando, in well, not in Orlando, just in Orlando, but in Florida, period. During the time when those letters was sent home saying about the, you know, them being able to get the hormones and all of that stuff, there was a letter sent home that there is no more separation of bathrooms. So the boys and the girls get to go inside of the same, as long as it has the separate stalls or whatever in there. Um, you're allowed to. The boys and the girls go to the bathroom together. So come on now, when we thinking about, you can't even allow kids to be behind closed doors or to be able to build a fort and all of this stuff, and then you talking about they are all allowed to go into the same bathrooms. And I'm like, no. And I signed the paper. No, no, my daughters are not allowed to go to those bathrooms with the stalls in them. They have to go to the bathroom. You can sign a paper and say they only allow, that your kids only allowed to go to the bathrooms where only, you know, it's like the family bathroom where, you know, one person go in and lock the door or whatever. Them the bathrooms that I say that my kids allowed to go to. And because I had never seen it before, one night they had a what, it was, a Valentine's dance. And so me and my kids went to the Valentine's dance, and you know me, when I'm there, I don't had so many kids before. I just learned, I just count my kids the whole time to make sure I'm keeping up with everybody. And so at this dance now, like my kids that's trickled down, and all, there's only three young ones, so I don't have to run behind them so much. But I'm trying to keep up with my daughter, whose dance we are at. You know, it's the four of us there, and After a while, she say she got to go to the bathroom, and then it didn't dawn on me that um this situation had changed, because this is not something that I'm used to happening here. So she said she going to the bathroom. I had already been following her behind in the place, but I decided to walk to the bathroom door. And when she went in the bathroom door, and the door, when she pushed the door open to go into the bathroom, I see all of these kids in there just running around in the bathroom and playing. And I thought to myself, I said, wait a minute, there's a little boy inside of this. So I was like, oh, hell no. So I go in the bathroom too. And I'm like, oh no. And I tell her, I say, no, no, no. And I say, come on from out of here. I say, we gonna go in together. I had done forgot just that quick that there's no longer separation between the two. The boys and girls can go in there. And there was zero supervision inside of that bathroom. Do you have friends that have stories about things that used to happen in the bathroom back in the days and stuff when there's no supervision, things that happen on the school bus? I don't know about y'all, but I know I done got some stories from some of my friends and stuff. And kids will do a whole bunch of stuff when they ain't got no supervision. But that's the kind of stuff that is happening here. There is a great setup for our children. Great. There you go. And I'm here to tell you that kids that have already been violated in the wrong way will teach another kid that has never been. So, yeah. Um, be careful. You in these big stores and everything, you don't never know who in that bathroom. And sometimes it ain't even about touching nobody. They trying to get a picture or just to get a peek or something. They just want to see something because they so off. They all so off they rocker. So yeah, I don't know why I could not shake this thing today. And I ain't even looking for the reason why not. I just know whenever I get into situations or I feel like this, even in my real life. Hey, Callie. Even in my real life, when I wake up from a dream of something and it does not, I can't shake it from out of my mind, it automatically lets me know that it's something that I'm supposed to talk about when I come on here. Whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable for me, it is what it is. But and I don't know who this is for, but I guarantee you whoever it is for is in here hearing exactly what I'm saying. And there's something that been flushing through your veins and you can't shake it and you don't know why. Just keep your eyes open and watch. Keep your eyes open and watch. Because it's some crazy, and I don't know if it's trickled down to the places where you all are and everything. But I can talk about what I done seen and what's happening right here in Florida. And everything that I said to you, I know y'all can take your fingers and type it in and find out, is that really happening in Florida? Because it absolutely is. I'm so proud of you, Phoenix, because it is not your fault. You can't defend you can't defend yourself from a 6-year-old at 3. So I'm so proud of you. And I always said to you, look at somebody who was the same age that you was, and then that'll give you clarification at that time. Find you a 3-year-old and look at them, and then just tell yourself how well can a 3-year-old defend themselves? It's not your fault. It's impossible. And then and that's another thing to bring it round full circle, because whatever happens to your kid at this time, the same way Phoenix, the same way I can, and any other woman that's been in here in my chat before. The things that happened to you when you was a little kid, it gonna come full circle, and it's gonna be somebody's fault. Somebody gonna have to take responsibility, accountability for what happened to that child. And I'm telling you, you don't want to be the one on the other side of that. And this is a conversation that me and Gamma had before, because a lot of women have issues when another woman or a girl says something bad about their parent. And I got that understanding real quick, that most people that have that thought, it's not a bad thought that you angry because somebody's speaking about their mama. But what you have to remember is they not talking about your mama. See, you will take up for your mama because your mama was good to you along the lines. You had a good mother. But when, and not to say that they don't have flaws and everything, but you have not had the experience with the same mothers and fathers that we have. So it makes you defensive about somebody saying something about their parent because of who your parent was. But most people that been through the things that we have been through, and even me, whenever I talk about my mom, I don't talk about her in a disrespectful place, because I understand at a different level now. It still doesn't take away that it actually happened. And all I just want to say, this world is so scary, and with the things that are happening, and I may not be able to protect my kids from everything that's going to happen. But the one thing that I will have in my corner is God knows I went out fighting like a big dog, trying not to let it happen. Hey, Jayla. Yeah, I remember you. um, because you don't want any of this. You don't want any of this stuff to be your kids' story. So, um, yeah, just keep your eyes on your kids, because you don't ever want them to be the one telling these stories that X, Y, and Z happened to them, and so forth and so on. Hey, Dream Girl, what is the topic for today? Jayla, you gonna have to go back. um, basically, keeping up with your kids and the stuff that's happening in this world today. So, um, I'm just trying to get by each day, and you will. That's what you have to do. You have to take it day. You have to take it day by day. And sometimes, Phoenix, you can't even take it day by day. I done been on. I done been in days where I've been struggling to make it minute by minute, and somebody had to tell me, when you can't make it minute by minute, then turn it into the seconds. Sometimes you just have to be able to make it through the seconds that you going in, because stuff can be so overwhelming. But I'm so proud of you that you was able to write on that piece of paper and say that it is not your fault. Girl, please get you some post-it notes and keep on practice writing, and stick them all over the house, so as you walk around, those green post-it notes will remind you all day long of how it's not your fault. Go ahead and Phoenix, when I tell you, that's exactly where I started at, because I told you on that night I called myself every name in the book when it first started coming up. You stupid bitch, you stupid ass whore. I'm just telling you all of the things that I said to myself. And I'm telling you, what changed it for me was my daughter walking in there and her being the same age that I was when it was happening to me. That made me know it could not have been your fault. And if your daughter was in that situation, would you tell her that it was her fault? And I don't think you would. I don't think you would tell any 3-year old that it was their fault. You're right. It was not your fault. So I'm so proud of you for being able to write that down on a piece of paper. Keep on practicing and keep on screaming it out to the top of your lungs. It was not your fault. So if ain't nobody else got another conversation that we need to talk about for today, because I got out of me what I need to get out of me for me to be able to close my eyes, because y'all know when I be thinking about something over and over again in the day and I try to lay my head down at nighttime without coming on here and talking about it, sleep ain't finna happen for me. So I feel like I've emptied myself out on, and I feel good on the inside and I'm ready to go. Yeah, it's definitely a call and I can't even hang up the phone on it. So I'm gonna come on out here and I'm gonna answer it. Hello. We here, let's get it out. Sadly, this is the story of many. Yeah, and it is a sad situation, and unfortunately, with everything in us that we can still do and fight to not want it to happen to our kids, unfortunately, it still can happen. It still can happen. I I promise you on everything. When my kids go to school, I wake up every morning, and I don't necessarily pray with my kids in the morning anymore, but I pray over my kids every day. Because I'm telling you, there's a nervousness that happens with me when they go to school every morning because I don't care who these teachers and stuff is no more. I don't trust any of them. You can go and look at the news any day of the week and you can find, tell me I'm lying. You can go and find a story every single day about a teacher or something doing X, Y, and Z. And if you are one of those people that something has happened to you, you know, if you can think about it happening to your kid, you know you already think in a different way of like how you can set it off in this world if it happens to yours. And I don't even want to know what that experience would be like for me. Um so I pray over my kids every single morning that you know it doesn't happen. Even sometimes I pray over the kids that's um just point blank period at the school. I've been in situations where they done had my kid's school, my high schooler kid was on lockdown with a gunman on campus. And I'm sitting up there parked down from the high school because of course they ain't letting none of us there. Parents are out in the road everywhere, and on everything the lady standing next to me, her son snuck his phone and called his mama and broke every parent's heart that was standing up there. Mom, I just call you to tell you I love you because I don't know if I'll be able to see you again. Man, I didn't even get a phone call. I was on my way home from work And about 30 police officers flew past me. About 30 of them. And I was like, well, where are they going? I was going to deliver my last package for today. And all of these police is just flying past me. And so I'm delivering to somebody that lives close by where I am. So when I come back up to the main road, I see all these police and they going to my daughter's high school. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I'll say, let me pull over here and let me find out what is happening. I get over there, park for a little bit. I start going through the news, the helicopters flying and everything. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then the lady's phone, about 10, 15 minutes later, the phone call rings and she answers the phone and it's her son. And this lady loses it. And she has him on speakerphone. And every parent up there can hear her kid saying this. Can you imagine the chaos that started from that phone call? So, and this went on for hours. For hours. I just started, because I can feel myself starting to panic and everything. I just started calling the people who I know are prayer warriors in my family and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm in a situation right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep it together. But listen here, they got a gunman on campus, and such and such and such. And come on, I need y'all to pray. I need y'all to pray right now because I'm up here around these people, and everybody is breaking down and going. Listen, there is kids that was sneaking off the campus, running. And I don't really want to get in too deep into that, but when I see these parents that this stuff is happening to with their kids and stuff at school, my heart go out to them. Because just even though my daughter made it home safe and everything, that's some scary stuff to be standing there. And imagine you the one standing there and you waiting to hear a word and you never hear from your kid. So yeah, that's some that's some crazy stuff. Very crazy. So, I don't know. Let me go back in the chat and make sure I got everybody's had to get on a Zoom call with my baby and disability service at her college because they think she can share an on-campus apartment after going through. Oh, I will pay for her space of my her peace of mind in school. I know that's right. Go ahead and do what you gotta do, Callie, for your baby, right? Oh Lord. Yeah, no. Hmm. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Girlface. Yep, I try to stay available. But you all, if there is nothing else like we need to talk about tonight, because I like talking to y'all, and usually my comment section is make up the conversation that we usually have at nighttime. But because I came and got off my chest of what I needed to get off, and so um, you know, keep up with your kids, keep them protected, and do what you got to do. Not off somebody else's account, but whatever is best for you and your family. Because what's best for me and my family may not be the best thing for you, and vice versa. But do whatever it is that you think you need to do for whatever kids you're responsible for. No problem at all, Phoenix. I can't encourage you enough in that area to keep on writing it down, girl. I'm telling you. You seen that person last night was on here talking about our green background, right? Girl, you know they got post-it notes that look just like this. Every day. I'm telling you, write it down. It's not my fault. And put green patches all over your wall, highlight, so when you walk around all day long, it can tell you it is not your fault. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. And guess what? You don't even got to write on the piece of paper. You can just stick them around because you will know Will you see that green piece of paper? That green piece of paper. See, that's some stuff that I used to tell when I used to pick up these young girls and take them to like their appointments and stuff. I always used to say to them, get you some post-it notes. I didn't necessarily say a green one because post-it notes come in all different kind of colors. If there is something that you need encouragement in that area and you ain't quite got it, and you don't got nobody to tell you every day or encourage you in those ways, encourage your own self, because sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to tell your own self, right? If you get a if you get some post-it notes and they all in a particular color, and just say you don't need nobody to know what that post-it note is, but you put it in a place that you walk back and forth past every day. You cannot tell me that that post-it note will not encourage you, because you know why you stuck that post-it note there. Even if you don't write anything on that post-it note, hey J Mac, even if you don't write anything on that post-it note, you know the reason you stuck that post-it note there. And every time you walk past it, that post-it note can be what speaks to you and encourages you in that area of your life. So if you find that you need to get you a post-it note to encourage you, then go right ahead and get you a post-it note and stick it on the wall. And with that being said, this was my part where I'm going to encourage you all to grow and grow in a different way. We all growing with all of these different conversations and stuff that we having, but I'm going to encourage you that if you get stuff from out of the fresh vegetable section, it has seeds in it. Take those seeds out, and instead of throwing them on the ground, instead of throwing them in the garbage, throw them on the ground somewhere that you don't really walk and let them grow and see what you get. And I promise you, if you ever get fruit from that seed that you throw it down there on the ground, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life in a different way of growing. So I'm encouraging you to grow something, and I won't take away that if you want to go and buy a pack of seeds and just throw them on the ground too, you can do that and grow something. It will change your life. And furthermore, you can grow along with the things that you grow out in the garden. But I'm just encouraging you to grow your own stuff. And it tastes way better than anything you could ever buy from the grocery store. Grow your own food. And that's why they call us the high class gardeners over here too, is because we don't play around with bugs, snakes, and worms. And they told me to add frogs to the thing because they'll run me out the garden too. But we also don't play around with people that show up in those forms. So yeah, grow you something. I would like to say good night to everybody, and I hope everybody in here sleeps well tonight. And no, it is not your fault. I love that, Phoenix. I love that for you. I hope you write that down every single day from this day forward somewhere until you get it all the way down in your spirit and know it for sure. It is not my fault. Girl, you grew 2, 3 inches today. Yes, you did. But y'all have an amazing night. And I love you all. And may God bless every single one of you. And you all continue to grow. Until next time, I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully.